Hello, 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 everyone. How are you? It's been a while since we've been online, but that's okay. We were giving you all a little break off of the four special series that we have, the four episode special series. It was so rewarding. I absolutely loved the outcome of those four guests that we had on our platform here. When I tell you, it was absolutely amazing from the author of my books forward, Miss Natasha Lee Franklin. She came and she gave us her wisdom, her knowledge, her insight in terms of holistic healing and things like that, and why it's very important to consider holistic healing in addition to the medicine and practice that we or the doctor's appointments and things that we consider that we go to our practitioners. She incorporated the necessity of holistic healing. And then we went from Natasha to Courtney Gonzalez, RN, over at Emory Hospital. She spoke to us about what they go through and what they see when it comes down to the patients. 9 times out of 10, the frontline workers are the nurses. The nurses are the ones that are tending to the patients way, way more, as you already know, way more than the practitioner themselves. So the nurses are the ones that are in close proximity and they're engaging with these patients and they're communicating with them and they're understanding and feeling their energy and understanding what the deficits are and what's happening in their spirits, their minds, their emotions. They're right there with them on the front line. And so that transference of energy is very important, especially when it comes down to you being that frontline worker. You and having your spirit intact is very important to the patient's spirit being intact, especially being in a high pressured environment like an examination room. It's already tension. There's already uncertainties. There's already, nervousness and things like that. There is a real thing, and I talk about this in the book. There's a real thing called the white coat syndrome where just coming into the doctor's office will spike your blood pressure. Okay, because of the nervousness, we don't know what's happening. We don't know what we're about to hear, and it's just that tension. Because typically speaking, when we go into the hospitals or the doctor's offices and things like that, we're expecting to hear worst case scenario all the time, all the time, and we surrender our mind, our heart, our body to that feeling. It's like, oh God, I got to go to the doctor, and I don't want. That's 9 times out of 10 why a lot of men, statistically speaking, a lot of men do not want to go to the doctor. So they'll suffer in silence for whatever the case is, whatever they're dealing with. They will suffer in silence because they don't want to go to the doctor because they don't understand and they don't want to know what that you know what that report is. It's the not being in control, that thing, you know what I mean? It's that fear. Hello everyone, thank you so very much for coming in and viewing with me and sitting with me. um Dr. Dorothy, she says, hello, my sis, Dr. Bianca, Miss V. Lee, just got your link. Wonderful. Thank you so very much for coming in. Hi, Miss Cynthia. Come on in, you guys. Anybody who's here, I want you to come in. I want you to sit, relax. Okay, we're going to get into the things right now, but we will in a little bit. But I just wanted to kind of, really reiterate the process that we went through in terms of the 4-part series that we just concluded here recently. Okay, so the frontline nurse, Courtney Gonzalez, she really, really, really talked to us about that. She spoke to us about why the importance of and the heaviness really that they have to deal with in terms of working right there with the patient and the energy that they feel. It is very important being in any form of healing, right? It's very important for you to maintain your own peace of mind, your own ability to ground. Okay. Again, the title of my book is the spiritual dimension of healing. Oftentimes, unfortunately, we have been treated like our parts are sold separately, like a Mattel Barbie doll or whatever the case. Okay, we have been treated as we've been treated. We've been allowed to be treated. Let me say that Because in the book, I remind you of your own sovereignty, your own authority. You have it. I don't know where along the journey we forgot it, or we were told that we didn't have it. Oftentimes, especially in the medical arena, the doctors come off with this God complex, and because the doctor said so, because in my professional opinion, and this and then the third. But yes, they may be a professional, they may have a professional opinion in the data, but do they have a professional opinion in the truth? I want you to sit with that. Professional opinion in the data, what is gaugeable on their MRIs, their fMRIs, their EKGs, their CAT scans, right? Things that they can touch, things that they can see. But what about the unseen? Because oftentimes the things that show up on the machines is a byproduct of the things that was disconnected in the unseen. But they are not trained in that. They're not trained in that. There is, in fact, a spiritual dimension to healing. There's a spiritual dimension to everything. I want you to keep your eyes peeled, because the spiritual dimension of healing, this recent book that I released, is the first of many in the spiritual dimension of series. Because listen, guys, when we were born into this realm, we were born from spirit into this human realm. Our spirit was always here. When your body dissipates, your spirit will still be here. You would just be returning home. But here's the thing. When you took on the form of your physical body, your body encapsulated your spirit. In order for you to exist here, to reside here in this earth realm, your body encapsulated the spirit. Your body did not replace your spirit. Your spirit and your body came into this world as one whole unit. So, if that's the case, then in any aspect of your life, your spirit should be considered. It should not be made to feel like it's obsolete. In fact, your spirit is the electricity, the power pack, the energizer to your body. If your spirit is not present, your body is not operable. So why do we minimize the presence of the spirit? Why do we ignore the fact that the spirit is important? Okay? We have to get back to where we belong. We have to get back to who we are in order for us to, number one, be who we're supposed to be for our own selves and our own journey, right? But we still also have to be who we're supposed to be for this time that we're here on this planet. Because in order for you to fulfill the things that you're supposed to fulfill while you're here, because Lord knows you're not just here to be somebody's mama. I know you love being somebody's mama. That's beautiful. And I love that for you. I know you know that you're not just here to be somebody's husband or wife. Okay? Dr. Dorothy said, I agree, Dr. Lee. Embodiment is a whole discipline. Many miss. Absolutely. I know you know you're not just here to be the Fortune 500 CEO. Those are titles that you've obtained as part of this human experience. Because, had you not been a human, you wouldn't be able to be a wife or a mother or a father or, that's part of the experience. And we love that. Beautiful. Love that. However, in addition to the experience, what are you here to do? What are you here to do? Through the avenue of motherhood, what are you here to do? Through the avenue of CEO, what are you here to do? Through the avenue of wife, and husband and community advocate, what are you here to do? What is your spirit here to do? Because the spirit is the one that has the assignment. Your body is the vessel in which the spirit can do the things that it's supposed to do. I need us to understand that so that we can get back to our post, get back in our seat, and do the things that we're sent here to do. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. But we first have to return to our place of sovereignty. You have to know that you are somebody. You have to know that you absolutely have the authority. You have to know that you are the answer. The answer has always and will always be inside of you already. Before prescription, before diagnosis, before someone told you, you had to live up to this, societal expectation, before somebody gave you the ground rules of what it means to be a woman, because we love a label, we love rules and regulations, policies and procedures, do's and don'ts, and, to-do lists, and oh my word. I want to know, for me, who made these people the grand authority of what something is supposed to be? What happened to allowing and just giving people the freedom to be whoever they desire to be? Again, getting back to authority. I no longer care about what somebody's opinion is, about what I choose to do. If I wanted to wear this red lipstick, my love, is because I simply wanted to. And I didn't have to take a census or open a suggestion box in order to do so. Lord, we have given away our authority far too long. I'm going to help you, if you allow me, help you to reclaim your throne. Reclaim yourself. Reclaim your spirit. Reclaim your joys. What do you like to do? What do you want to be? Your family probably, in some cases forced you to go into, law school or whatever, into law, because, that's just that's what we do in our family, and da 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 da, and it's tradition. We love to make something a tradition, okay? It's just, and it's just, what? But you want to create art. Okay, Dr. Dorothy say, I love this, sis. Social constructs and agreements gave the system power. Gave the system power. It's literally, we relinquished our power to an entity and allowed it to tell us who we are supposed to be. And we believed it. And we went for it like the good puppets we presented ourselves to be. What say you? What do you want? What do you like? What do you love? What do you want to be? What did you want to be when where's the imagination? Let's reenact that. Let's bring that back intact. What do you want to be when you grow up? Okay? Let's get back to that. Your joys, your likes, your passions. A lot of us have forgotten because we're too busy being grown. You're too grown for your good. We've forgotten how to play, how to live, how to be outside and just be in the sun and put our feet in the soil and run in the grass and double dutch. Okay? We forgot how to do the things. And allow. Simply allow. Sit by the water for no reason. Sit in front of the window and just look out for no reason. For your reason, okay? That does not have to include anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Oh, a lady's supposed to do this. And a man, a real man. Listen, come on. Do what you desire, but you have to first know what it is that you desire before you actually can take a step in action towards doing it. Take back your authority. In my book, The Spiritual Dimension of Healing, if you don't have the book, there's a QR code, okay, on the screen. You can scan it, and it'll take you straight to the page for you to be able to get your copy. If you don't have it, I'm telling you, you need it. Get it one for you. Get one for your cousin Pete, them, your mama, them, Pookie, them, Ray Ray, them. Get it. Everybody in the home, everybody in the family, friends, family, associates need to have it because everybody needs to return to their center. Everybody needs to return to their seat of authority and sovereignty. Everybody needs it. This is not just for, those who have been sick and not, no, no, no. Literally, it's for everybody because this is applicable across the board in your home, on your job, in your neighborhood, as yourself. This is applicable across the board. Get the book, okay? All right. Now, inside of the book, one thing that I was very, 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 very intentional about is bringing relatable matters. Okay. So I created, I presented rather some case studies of some former patients of mine, even some that I'm still working with right now. Dr. Dorothy, she also got her book listed. She says, I got it last month. It's really good and a necessary read. Thank you so very much. I do agree. You guys, it took me 3.5 years to write this book. And the last half of year was me presenting it to you. Okay. I was given instruction on how to present this book. This was not just one that I could just throw together. Not at all. Not at all. And I've written books before, but this is not just one. This one here. This was the dawn of a new era. Okay, for me and for you all. Okay. So going back to that, in following instruction on how to present what was supposed to be inside of this manual, if you will. I had case studies, consented case studies. I also had definitions, things that, because oftentimes jargon, medical jargon, any other jargon can go over our heads. All of the big words and all of the stuff can go over our heads. That is also intimidating. Like, I don't know what you're saying. Put it in layman's terms so that I can understand what you're talking about. The big words, the jargon can very much so minimize us and make us feel small. I refuse to do that to you. So inside of the book, when I mention a word that you may be unfamiliar with, I gave a definition of the word so you can have full understanding and follow along and not get lost, because I'm not trying to lose you. I'm not going to lose you. I had to present this in a way that was very gentle but authoritarian at the same time. Right? So that's what this is, and you had to see yourself inside of it. And in order for me to allow you to see yourself, I had to present cases that will possibly emulate what you're dealing with. Okay, we can write a book all day, but let me give you some people that have a story similar to yours, and let's see if you can see some resonance here. Let's see if you can see your reflection in this mirror that I'm putting in front of you. Right? And if that person was able to find their sovereignty and return to their seat, then guess what, my love? So can you. So can you. Okay? So today we're going to introduce you to another case, another story, another beautiful, 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 beautiful young lady whom I grew to love. Okay, I grew to love her dearly. Okay, her name is Maya. Okay, this is a case of the silent alarm when the body carries what the soul suppresses. Okay, so you all can continue to engage, continue to comment and things like that. I'm going to go into detailing her, giving you all the details of Maya's story. Okay. And I'm going to remain focused in doing so because I need you all to really, really, really hear her story. Now, I'm going to give you more details in this forum than I was able to give you in the book because there were many, many details that I wanted to disclose that I couldn't disclose because of, I didn't want to hold you in that one pocket for too long. I needed to get to the point then in the book. I want you to go with me here and listen to Maya's story, okay? First, before we go into that, I want to bring us to our center, okay? I want you to take a moment right now and just pause. Wherever you are, whether you're driving down the highway, sitting in a quiet room, cooking dinner, taking a moment from your busy day, I want you to pause. In the book, I call it a sacred pause, okay? I invite you to a sacred place of presence. Let's breathe together, okay? Take a deep breath, slow inhale through your nose, letting the oxygen travel down into your belly, expanding your rib cage, rising into your chest and collarbones. Hold that breath at the top for 3, 2, 1, and exhale slowly through your mouth with a slow, audible sigh. Drop your shoulders down away from your ears. Unclench your jaw. Relax the small muscles around your eyes. Let your belly soften. Okay? Today, we're doing something deeply intimate. As I stated, we're stepping out of the noisy performative chatter of the world and stepping into the ancient art of oral storytelling. Okay? I need you to immerse yourself into story time. Again, we're reconnecting the childlike energy. We're reconnecting imagination because there's power in visual, in visual seeing. There's power in visually creating a scene. There's power in that because literally, if you can see it here, it's already done. That's why we have to be mindful of what we see, mindful of what we ruminate in, mindful of what we think about, mindful because all of that can create something that we don't want to create because we don't understand our own power. Again, power. You have power to create, power to eliminate, power to begin, power to end, power to heal, power to die, power to increase, power to decrease. You have power and you don't even realize you're using it every single moment of every single day. Okay? Now, walk with me so I can show you how to be intentional with the power that you possess. Okay? I'm taking you on a journey into narrative, a deeply detailed case study of a woman I had the joy of journeying with. So much joy. I want you to listen not just with your ears, but with your spirit. Okay? Because somewhere inside her story, you might just meet a person of yourself that you left behind years ago. Okay? Let me introduce you to Maya. Maya was a 38-year-old senior vice president of operations at a major corporate firm, a mother of 2 beautiful children, a devoted wife, a pillar in her church, and the eldest daughter in a family that leaned on her like an oak tree in a storm. To the outside world, Maya was the golden standard. Her skin was always flawless, her clothes tailored, her calendar color coded down to 15-minute blocks. She was the woman who remembered everyone's birthday, organized the holiday gatherings, okay, managed $1 million corporate budgets, and still managed to pack organic homemade lunches for her kids every single morning. Okay. The Christians would call her the Proverbs 31 woman, honey. Okay. People called her a powerhouse. They called her indestructible. They would look at her and say, Maya, I don't know how you do it all. And Maya would just smile, nod gracefully, and say, by the grace of God. Okay? Real classy, demure, if you will. But nobody asked Maya what it cost her to do it all. Okay. See, Maya was conditioned very early. Growing up as the eldest child of a single mother, working mother, Maya learned at 8 years old that her value was tied to her usefulness. Her value was tied to her usefulness. Okay. She learned that if she was quiet, helpful, high achieving, and never made a mess or caused trouble, her mother's life would be easy. She internalized a silent vow before her 10th birthday: I will never be a burden. I will be the strength. And so her identity as a caretaker was born. She became an expert at reading the emotional temperature of every room she walked in. She learned to anticipate everyone's needs before they even spoke them, while completely burying her own. Hmm. Does that sound familiar to anybody right now? Fast forward 30 years. Maya was married to Marcus, a good man, Savannah, who loved her, but a man who had grown comfortable in the shade of Maya's competence. Because Maya never asked for help, Marcus assumed she didn't need it. Because Maya always said, I've got it handled, her family let her handle it. I mean, you got it all together. Every night, after a 12-hour workday of managing crisis after crisis at the office, Maya would come home to her second shift. Again, does this sound familiar to anybody? She'd cook, clean, oversee homework, respond to late night emails, check on her aging mother. By 10:30 p.m., when the house was finally dark and quiet, Maya would sit at the edge of her bathtub in the dark bathroom, just staring at the wall. She was so depleted that she couldn't even cry. She felt like a shallow shell walking around in expensive clothes. When she laid down next to her husband, her body was exhausted down to the marrow of her bones. But her mind was electric. Her heart would race at 80 beats per minute. Her brain was running through endless checklists. Did I submit that report? Did I RSVP for the school event? Did my mother take her medicine? Constantly going, constantly. And she was an air sign. Air signs, air is indicative of mental space. Most times, air signs, I being one as well, dominant air sign. We battle in our mental space. Okay, so we oftentimes have to ground. We have to be quiet. We have to still ourselves. We have to meditate in order to bring control over that mental space. Otherwise, it will overtake you, and anxiety, stress, depression, worry, all of that will set in. Panic attacks, anxiety attacks, all of that for air signs. Okay, she wasn't sleeping. She was just laying in state, waiting for the alarm to ring at 5 a.m. Y'all, the human body, I don't know if you thought about it before, but the human body is remarkably created, brilliantly patient. It's just, man, it will whisper to you long before it screams, giving the warnings, all of the things, right? Maya's body started whispering 3 years before the crisis. It started with a knot in her upper back, right between her shoulder blades, the exact physical location where we hold the weight of unexpressed burdens, because we're carrying the load on our back. She bought a massage gun, popped anti-inflammatories, and kept pushing, much like we do. Because somebody got to do the work, right? If I don't do it, nobody's going to do it. Who's going to do it if I don't, We have to be the answer all the time. Then came the digestive rebellion, chronic bloating, sudden food sensitivities, a heavy burning acid reflux that kept her sitting bolt upright at 3 a.m. Maya did what high achievers do. She tried to manage her symptoms like a project manager. She went to 3 different specialists. She did the blood work, the food allergy panels, the endoscopies. The results? Everything looks normal, Miss Maya. Your lab work is clean. Again, does this sound familiar to anyone? I mean, hello? Hello? Nothing's wrong. Oh, you're just overworked. Okay? The doctor told her, you're just a busy working mom. You have a little stress. Take these acid reducers, maybe a mild anti-anxiety prescription. Cut back on the coffee. Try to get some rest. Once again, people, they are not trained to go deeper. They're trained to only respond to what is gaugeable, what they can see. We got to go deeper. So, after the doctor's "you're fine," Maya added 3 new prescription bottles to her morning routine alongside her black coffee. She managed her physical pain the same way she managed her marriage, her career, and her household, by pushing through. Until one crisp Tuesday morning in October. Maya was sitting in her SUV in the parking garage beneath her office building. She had a high-stakes board presentation in 15 minutes. Her phone was ringing on the passenger seat, her sister calling about yet another family conflict. Her dashboard screen was flashing with 20 unread text messages. Maya reached out her hand to turn off the engine, and suddenly, her world went stark white. Her chest slammed shut. It felt as if a concrete block had dropped onto her sternum. She tried to drag air into her lungs, but her diaphragm refused to drop. Her heart began beating so hard and fast, she could hear it echoing in her ear. Cold, clammy sweat broke out across her forehead, and a sharp, prickling numbness shot down her left arm. This is it, Maya thought, very dramatically and theatrically. I'm 38 years old and I'm having a fatal heart attack in a parking garage. Great. The sirens blared. The paramedics cut her silk blouse open to attach the ECG leads. She was rushed to the emergency department, surrounded by cold stainless steel, glowing monitors, and sterile white lights. After 4 agonizing hours of tests, cardiac enzymes, chest x-rays, the attending ER physician walked into her cubicle, looked down at her chart, and said those words that freeze every high performer in their tracks. Mrs. Maya, your heart is physically healthy. You had a catastrophic panic attack. What did I say? If you don't know how to rest your mind, if you don't know how to let go, your mind will go. And anything that your mind goes and sees and feels and all of the things, your nervous system sees and feels and responds and reacts. It doesn't know the difference on whether it's something in the future, past, or now. It's all feeling it as if it's happening right now. And everything is going to respond to that. When Maya sat on my virtual couch weeks later, she didn't look like a corporate VP, y'all. Nope. She looked like a little girl who had been lost in the woods for decades. She folded her hands in her lap, looked at me on that screen with tears brimming in her eyes, and whispered, "Dr. B, my body betrayed me. I can't trust my own tempo anymore." Maya thought her body had betrayed her. Do you hear that? She thought her body betrayed her. Family, I want you to hear me clearly. Maya's body did not betray her. Maya's body saved her life. When the modern medical industrial complex looks at a case like Maya's, it treats the body like a collection of isolated car parts. It sends the stomach to a gastroenterologist, the panic to a psychiatrist, and the pain in her back to an orthopedist. It gives you 3 different pills for 3 different symptoms, completely ignoring the sacred human being sitting in the chair. Systemic healthcare rarely asks the foundational question. We got to go deep. What is the spirit carrying that the physical body can no longer bear, Miss Maya? That is the question. That is the question. Okay? Let's look at the clinical reality of what was happening inside of Maya. Maya had spent 20 years in chronic, uninterrupted sympathetic nervous system dominance. Her brain's alarm system, which is the amygdala, was constantly firing fight or flight signals because she lived in a state of emotional hypervigilance. Lived there. Got her mail there, okay? Her adrenal glands were pumping cortisol and adrenaline through her bloodstream 24/7. When cortisol remains elevated for years, it destroys your gut barrier integrity, hence her chronic bloating and food sensitivities. It keeps blood vessels constricted and muscles hypercontracted, hence her spinal knots. You see the connection here? And eventually, when the nervous system realizes you will not listen to its gentle whispers, because those were the whispers, it pulls the emergency brake. See, now we got to scream, because see, you're not paying attention to me. Her body saved her life. Her panic attack wasn't a breakdown. It was her nervous system forcing her to stop before her physical heart actually gave out. Okay? Spiritually, Maya was suffering from soul displacement. She had traded her authenticity for approval. Come on now. Again, I'm going to ask, does this sound familiar? How often do we do this? She believed the lie that to be loved, she had to be useful. Remember when she was 8? She had been living this lie, this conditioning, since she was 8 years old. So for 30 years, she lived this way. 30 years of feeling and deteriorating her body. She believed that saying no was a sin, that setting a boundary was selfish. Family is all I got. I can't turn my back on my family. I can't turn my back on my friends. And that receiving help was a sign of weakness. Oh no, I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it. Don't worry about it. It's okay. I'll take care of it. Oh no, you take a rest. You go. I got it. She had elevated everyone else's comfort above her own survival. Her physical symptoms were the physical manifestation of her suppressed anger, her unexpressed grief, and her deep starving desire to just be taken care of. That's it. This is the precise intersection where my book, The Spiritual Dimension of Healing, Integrating Wholeness into Healthcare, comes alive. In the book, I introduce the concept of the triangle wholeness: mind, temple, sovereign spirit. When we view healthcare solely through the physical lens, we miss the spiritual dimension that governs the physical body. You cannot heal a physical body while leaving the spirit in exile. It's impossible. Okay? But here's how we began rewriting Maya's narrative. Not by giving her more tasks, because no, absolutely not. But by restoring her sovereign authority, because that's where she went wrong. The first step we took was somatic reset, because, ma'am, relax, okay? Calm down, okay? We had to do nervous system re-regulation. We didn't start with heavy intellectual therapy. No, ma'am. Again, discernment will tell you exactly which direction to go into. When you integrate the wholeness of her spirit, mind, body, soul into the room, then you know intuitively where we need to start. We started with her physical body. I taught Maya how to communicate safety to her nervous system through vagal nerve stimulation. Every morning before her feet touch the floor and before her hands reach for the smartphone, I said, and before her hands reach for the smartphone, I'm going to look away. I'm not going to look y'all directly in your eye. I don't want you to feel judged. Okay, all right, all right. Maya practiced 5 minutes of somatic breath work, inhaling for 4 counts, holding for 7, exhaling for 8 counts. This extended exhale signals directly to the vagus nerve, and it signals that the tiger people is not in the room, shifting her body from sympathetic fight or flight into parasympathetic rest and digest. Okay. The next step was reclaiming the sacred no, because period. Okay. No, people, is a complete sentence. And then we had to help her with boundary architecture. Yep. Let me fix that throat. Let's release that. Let's reactivate that throat chakra here. Oh, because we about to get this word no out here. Okay. Oh, for sure. There's peace and freedom and liberation in the word no. Hello, somebody. In the book I write, a boundary is not a wall to keep people out. It is a sacred fence that keeps your temple intact. Maya had to learn to speak her truth. So we did role play exercises where she practiced setting certain boundaries. To her job, she said, I do not have the capacity to take on that project right now. To her husband, she said, Marcus, I need you to take full ownership of dinner and bedtime routines on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That was reasonable compromise. And to her mother, the one that conditioned her, because that can be the hardest piece right there, you guys. Disappointing family, disappointing mama, disappointing dad, disappointing your best friends and telling them no. Mm-mm. To her mother, she said, Mom, I love you, but I cannot answer non-emergency calls during my work hours. Oh, what? How dare you disrespect your mother? I gave you life, the whole manipulation, guilt trip, I hear you, mama. I love you. I mean it. And I thank you for all of the things, but I said what I said. Okay. I call you later when you get out your feelings. All right. Love you, mean it. The moment Maya started protecting her energy, her physical acid reflux began to recede. Why? Because she was no longer swallowing her own voice. So now we don't need acid reducers. We just need to say no. We just need to set boundaries. The final step was shifting from managing, because she was a master at that, to actually listening. We stopped treating her body like an enemy to be subdued with medication. Whenever her back tightened or her heart fluttered, instead of panicking, Maya learned to put her hand over her heart, take a deep breath, and ask, what am I holding right now that does not belong to me? Come on. What am I holding right now that does not belong to me? I'm going to ask you, what are you holding right now that does not belong to you? Okay? Dr. Dorothy said you got to become self-centered to be whole and do self-care. You have to become self-centered. Literally, let's redefine what this word means, because society will say self-centered is selfish and like demonized. Oh no. Let's flip that. Let's change that. Let's change that definition. Self-centered. Center yourself. Honey, even on the airplane, they tell you to secure your mask first. I am nothing to you if I'm nothing to myself. I can do nothing for you if I haven't been able to do it. If I can't do it for myself, what good am I to you? Maya said she wanted to be useful. She made this declaration at 8 years old. I'm not going to be a burden. I'm going to be useful. Honey, she thought the word useful or being useful meant it's completely giving her all to everybody around her. No, my love. To be useful for others is to be useful to yourself first. useful. I am my own advocate. I am my very first best friend. I am the one. I say now for me, no one on this planet can outlove me loving me. Not a single soul. Not even the parents that brought me here. Cause guess what? If I make them mad, they'll ignore me for a couple of days or whatever. But guess who won't ignore me? Me. If I tell my best friend something that they don't like to hear, they can shut it down and not talk to me for whatever. Guess what? I won't do that because I check myself every day. If there's a thought that comes in my mind and I'm not supposed to be thinking that thought, I will say out of my mouth to my own self, hey, mature. Get that out of there. This body here, this temple here will not house foolishness like that. You're better than that. Grow up. I say it to myself. You think I give myself silent treatment when I check me? No. I love me for checking me. I love me for pruning me. In fact, it's the love that I have for me that keeps me checking me. It's the love that I have for me that keeps me pruning me. It's the love that I have for me and the knowing that I am a sovereign being. And so if there's anything outside of sovereignty that shows itself in my life, in my actions, in my words, in my thoughts, it got to go because it does not align with who I am authentically. And I'm going to return to sender because I don't know where you got that from. Send that back. That does not belong to you. Come on now. Authority we're talking about here. Sovereignty we're talking about here. Humans are fickle. They can love you today and hate you tomorrow. It's okay. This is coming from somebody who was divorced. Because once upon a time, that same person that I divorced was somebody that I devoted my love to. Okay? To death do us part, baby. Yep, it was a death. The death of that. Huh? The death of that old person that actually the old version of me that married you. Okay? Because this new version, I don't know what the old version was thinking. Baby. Huh? We'll get into the things, but that's why I'm an avid believer that there is no such thing as one soulmate per life. Okay? The person who I was with then, when I married then, was on the same level as me then. But as I began to heal and grow and mature and elevate and enlighten and all of the things, expand, then the things that I used to fall in love with are now unappealing to me. My taste changed. Right? When you heal, your taste buds shift. When you grow, what you thought was fine, okay, sexy before, it's like unattractive. Have you ever looked back at your first boyfriend or girlfriend from your now age? You'd be like, what was I thinking? Who? Ooh, child, bless him. What? I could never today. I've done that before. I was like, girl, were you okay? Are you okay? That's why I posted maybe last year sometime. I said I am grateful for and grieve the young lady that I was. Grateful for and grieve the the woman that the 20-year-old that I was. Honey, grateful for and grieve the 30-year-old I was. Baby, even the 40-year-old, because I'm not even listen. Come on, I'm inside of the 40s, okay? Going towards the latter part, all right? But we evolve. And when we evolve, old things are passing away. I'm not the same anymore. I don't see through the same lens anymore. And that's okay. Other people who may want you to remain how you are, who you are, they don't want you to remain how you are, who you are for you. They want you to remain how you are, who you are for them. for their convenience. Because if you remain how you are, who you are, then so can they. But if you grow, if you grow and they want to stick around, the pressure is going to be on them to grow too. Because if you want to stick around me, you're going to have to grow with me. All right? Listen, the work of evolution. Okay? Because eventually, and this is what happens in relationships, eventually, when one grows and the other is comfortable where they are, the one that's growing, it's not to say that they're better than them. No, no, no. No one's better than anybody. But I am evolving. And certain things are just no longer palatable for me anymore. And I'm not gonna sit and settle for that same livelihood, I'm not gonna do it. And so when we set boundaries, that's what we're doing. We're innately saying no more. Okay? No more. No more. Okay? If you are listening to my voice right now and your heart is beating fast because you saw yourself in Maya, I want you to take a deep breath right now. Inhale, exhale. I want to speak directly to the woman who's been holding everything together. I was her. I know those who listening, whether you're listening right now or in the replay, you probably was her too. I want to speak to the eldest daughter, the caregiver, the high achieving leader, the person everyone runs to when the world is falling apart. I am and was all of those. Hear my words today. You do not have to break yourself to keep everyone else whole. I'm going to say that again. You do not have to break yourself to keep everyone else whole. Your value is not determined by your exhaustion. Your worth is not measured by how much pain you can suffer in silence. I understand, especially we as brown and black women, we have this moniker. I'm a strong black woman. Let me tell you something. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Trust me, I do. But our ancestors, our matriarchs, they had to be strong because of the situation that they were in and the circumstances that they were under. And unfortunately, they taught that hypervigilance to the generations after them. Being a strong black woman is not a flex, my love. It's time for you to relax yourself, because that strong black woman is killing you. I love you. I promise I do. But it's time for us to soften for yourself, for your sake, for your mind, for your spirit, for your heart. It's time to soften. I'm not talking about the pseudo soft girl era, wearing pink and flowers and perfume and brunch, tiptoeing in your heels. I'm talking about completely and wholly soften. The walls need to come down. We need to go from sympathetic to parasympathetic in our nervous system. Fight or flight, no more. We're no longer fighting. Who are we fighting? Stop fighting. Set boundaries. That'll do it. That'll do it. Listen, whoever don't like it, that sounds like a personal problem to me. Okay? I'm not asking you to like it. I'm telling you that you will respect it. Period. Come on now. It's time. Your body is screaming at you right now. The whispers have been whispered. It's time to heal. It is time to heal. All right? It's time. You are not a pack mule for other people's emotional baggage either. Understand this. Erica Badu, she has a song called Bag Lady. She says, Bag Lady, you gonna hurt your back dragging all them bags like that. She says, I guess no one ever told you. All you must hold on to is you, is you, is you. One day, all them bags gonna get in your way. Huh? We bopping to it, but we ain't, are you listening to the words she's saying? One day, all them bags gonna get in your way. What she say? Pack light. Pack light. She said, Bag Lady, you gonna miss your bus. You can't hurry up because you got too much stuff. Huh? Come on now. It's time. It's time. Your body is a sacred temple. Your nervous system is an altar. I need you to understand this. Your breath is your birthright. Come on. I'm going to repeat that because I need that to get in there. Your body is a sacred temple. Your nervous system is an altar. Your breath is your birthright. The symptoms you're experiencing, the fatigue, the anxiety, the digestive issues, the insomnia, they are not proof that you are failing. They are the loving, urgent call of your higher self asking you to come back home to yourself. Be self-centered. You hold divine authority over your mind, your intellect, your emotions, your imagination, your body, your nervous system, your spirit, your inner child, your sexuality and your sexual expression. The medicine you have been searching for in the bottles and the titles and the validation and all of the things, my love, has been and will always be woven into your spirit. You have been the medicine this whole time. This whole time. Okay? Now, family, I want you to say, I want you to say it with me right now. I am the medicine. I am the medicine. I am the answer. I am. I mean, make the sovereign declaration. I am whole. I am peace. I am love. I am joy. I am. I am. I am. I am. No longer are you looking for these things. You are those things, and it's time for you to be aware of that. It's time for you to be fully aware of who you are, not who you're becoming, not who you're trying to be. You always have been, you just forgot. You let somebody else come and tell you who you're supposed to be, and you believed it. That's what that was. That's okay, because there's always a way back. I want to say one more thing directly to your heart. I want you to listen, hear me, give me your heart, give me your heart, give me your heart. As you sit with Maya's story today, As you feel the shift happening inside your own temple, you might realize that unlearning years of conditioning, regulating a traumatized nervous system, reclaiming your sovereign voice can feel overwhelming to do by yourself. That's okay. I have a saying that I say, we are only holding each other's hand, walking each other back home, okay? This life was never meant to live alone. It was never meant to be lived alone, never. We need each other for this journey here. We are one of one as one. I am you, you are me. I cannot, it is impossible for me to do this thing by myself. I want you to hear me when I say, you don't have to do this journey alone. Sometimes the greatest act of self reclamation is allowing yourself to be held, to be seen, and guided by someone who knows the terrain. Okay? If you're at a crossroads in your health, your spirit, your life path, and you seeking deep clinical therapeutic counseling, if you are needing a soul level reading to understand your natal blueprint and cosmic timing, or if you need an intuitive somatic session to help you release what your body has been carrying, I'm here. I'm here. Okay? I don't come to fix you. It's not my thing to come and fix you. You know why? Because you've never been broken. Understand. I come as a partner, a catalyst, a sacred container holder to walk alongside you as you return home to your own authority. Okay? If you're ready to step into that one-on-one work, you come talk to me. Come and talk to me. Okay? You can email me at my email address. It's on the screen, info@biancamissblee.com. You can contact me directly at my office, 706-570-2630. Okay? You can even go to visit the website. It's also in the captions as well, biancamissblee.com. Okay? Also, if you want to order your book, order your book. Get your book. Get your book. You're going to sow a seed into your own sovereign seed return. This is a seed. Invest in your own soul and authority. There's a QR code on the screen. You can just scan and it'll take you straight there, or you can visit the link in the caption, okay? I am here. I am here. I am here. In the great words of late great Michael Jackson, you are not alone. I am here with you. Okay? Book your intake session. Schedule your reading. I do any type of reading that you need. Okay? From birth chart to love to whatever the case. I also am an LPC, licensed professional counselor. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. I'm a licensed clinical mental health counselor. I hold a doctorate in psychology. Okay? So whether it's for you, your marriage, your family, your spirit self, okay? I'm a spiritual practitioner, which is why I'm able, when I do my work, I do it wholly. Wholly. Okay? I am waiting for you with open arms. Okay? Also, like I said, if you're ready to stop surviving and start integrating true wholeness into your healthcare journey, I urge you to allow my book to be the roadmap back to your sovereignty. Okay? If you have any questions, anything that you need answering, you let me know. Thank you, Dr. Dorothy. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I thank you for your engagement and your presence, your spirit. I thank you for anybody who's watching now or in the future during the replay. I thank you for your presence. I do. I do. We're going to be back here every Sunday with a new case, new story, new matter, new return to sovereignty. These are real people. These are real people that have journeyed with me. Okay? I need you all to understand and know this. I can't talk about it unless I was walking it. I can't talk about it unless I had to go through it myself. You're welcome, Miss Cynthia. I can't talk about it unless I was walking in myself. I need y'all to understand. This ain't something I just read about. Oh no. Oh no. Why you think it took me 3.5 years to write it? Huh? This is lived experience here, paired with clinical, paired with empirical, paired with spiritual. Hello. Oh, this thing had to come together sovereignly, sacredly, even in how I packaged it. There were divine instructions in how I had to package it. Why? Because I'm not just sending to anybody. I'm sending this sacred manual to a sacred being. It had to arrive sacredly. Okay? You're not just anybody. You are somebody. And when you connect yourself with me by any form, whether it's book or books, whether it's sessions, whether it's readings, whatever the case, when you connect yourself to me, you're treated sovereignly, sacredly. I don't play about my fellow sovereign beings. Oh no, because I don't want nobody to play about me. I don't play about me. Okay? Hello, somebody. So I'm definitely not going to play about you. Okay? You be sure. Don't try to do this on your own. Don't try to do this on your own. You're not meant to do this on your own. Talk to me. Talk to a fellow trusted somebody that you know and love. Okay? Even if it's not me. Connect with someone. Have an accountability partner that's going to love you back to your seat of sovereignty. Okay? All right, you all. I love you. I love you real big. I mean it. There is absolutely, positively nothing, and I mean nothing that you can do about it. Don't you even try it. It ain't going to work anyway. Okay? All righty. I will see you on next week. You all have the most amazing Sunday, rest of your Sunday. Have the most productive and amazing week coming up. All hits, no misses, all wins, no losses, only lessons. All right? Until next week, this is Dr. B, and this is Voices of Empowerment. We'll see you next time. Peace.